Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am Shay. I know what you all are thinking. Girl, you are late. I promise I am going to get it together next week. I promise the episode will be on time. You know, somebody should have told me that this episode was going to be so good. So much happened. Before I get into that, if this is your first time visiting my channel, please check that subscribe button. I promise to bring you great content for my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Now let's get into the have and the have nots. Season 5, episode 15. Like I said, there is so much to speak on. Okay, it starts off with Wyatt killing a Malone. Wait a minute, a Malone? Well, he didn't know so. Wyatt starts knocking things over and getting the surveillance camera, which was a good move on his part. I wouldn't have thought that Wyatt would have thought about getting the surveillance camera. Because Wyatt, he is not a smart crook, I would say. Meanwhile, Jim's come running in yelling. He turns the drug dealer over and Jim realizes that it isn't some regular old drug dealer. This is a Malone. Why Jim touched the body? Jim, come on. Who would have done that? I don't even know. I would have been, Wyatt, don't touch anything else. Let's get out of here. Let's back. But Jim starts turning things over. Bottles. Wyatt was like, Dad, I already done all that. Then Wyatt reminded Jim that he was touching bottles and leaving fingerprints. Now, I thought Jim was a smart cookie in the family. But I guess that's just Jim thinking that, because no one would have done that. I am not a wise criminal, but I don't think I would have been touching things. And so Jim starts asking about a second camera, which was a good idea. I'm sure a lot of drug activity goes on at that bar, and they definitely need more than one camera. Okay, now did anyone think about that bartender who had the Malone sell the drugs to Wyatt? Now, I don't know if Wyatt is thinking or not, but this guy could be a witness to what has happened. And if he didn't see anything, he still can say that Wyatt probably was the only or the last person seen with this Malone. So they leave. Next we see Jim at the house. He's explaining to Catherine that Wyatt killed a Malone. It was so funny when Wyatt came through the door. Catherine was like, "Are you high? Are you strung out or something?" Wyatt was like, "Yeah, Mom." I guess he was like, no point in lying now. Next thing. This is crazy. I guess Wyatt has not had a storyline in any of these episodes, even starting back to the first or second season. So I guess they're trying to pick up Wyatt's role, or they probably going to be one of the guys that they kill off. Who knows? Oh, we see is the Artesian Hotel. We see the cop sitting there at the bar, and that dude that works at the bar that was in the police station with Jeffrey. Of course, this guy, he's a smart criminal, so he figures out this is an undercover cop. So he sort of brushes the cop off and, whatever. And I'm not going to get into all that because this is crazy. The cop is trying to stop this little prostitution ring that Candice got going on there. I hope they do, because I am just sick and tired of those scenes. Then next, Gia comes in, all in her feelings. I mean, come on, Gia, okay? But I actually do feel sorry for Gia, because she was forced into this lifestyle by Candice. But I know she had a choice, but you know, she's a grown woman. But I do feel sorry for her. You know, very many things that happen in this scene. I just hate how they have changed Candice's role into being a pimp. I mean, come on, Candice. I mean, Tyler Perry, what are you doing? I mean, she really doesn't have a storyline. So I guess, I mean, I don't know what Tyler Perry is doing. So there isn't much to talk about regarding her scenes, so I won't even get into it. This whole entire scene was a hot mess. Next we go to Benny's house. Mitch starts asking about Melissa. I don't know why he would be asking about Melissa, but okay. Then Benny gets a phone call. I mean, he tells old dude he isn't going to buy the truck. Mitch was like, wait a minute, bruh. Once you take money from a drug dealer, you can't just give the money back and everything's cool. I mean, come on, Benny. Even I know that. They need their interest, okay? That's how they stay in business. Benny, he just isn't hearing what Mitch is saying. Benny isn't making any plausible sense in this scene. Mitch was like, this is why I was telling you not to get involved with my family. Okay, Benny. Benny just never listens. I mean, he never listened to his mom. It seemed like the only person he listened to is Candice, I'm sorry. And all she does is get him in trouble. Mitch told him, if something goes wrong, hey, bro, I can't help you. You on your own. What I can't understand is, why didn't Benny buy the truck? I mean, that don't make sense. Okay. I need to go back to the scene where Veronica is on the phone trying to get the address to David's condo. I mean, the condo is where Jeffrey is staying. Veronica, she has too many irons in the fire this season. She's trying to set up Benny because Benny refused pretty much to be with her. And she's trying to destroy Erica and David's relationship. She has too much going on. I mean, she is just out there this season. They just making her character more crazier. Okay, Veronica. So she tells the person on the phone she wants to trace her son's and his fiance's calls. I mean, it's just funny how they can just pick up the phone and just call anybody and everything just work out. I know it's TV, but man, come on, can we make it a little bit more realistic, Tyler Perry? I mean, come on. I mean, now back at the ranch of David and Erica, we see the movers at the house, and they're moving and things around or moving things in. And then one of the guys come up and asks a question to David, and David was like, oh, whatever. And then this guy was referring to David's wife, and he was like, oh, this is not my wife. I guess this is my whatever. And then they turn around and they see Veronica there in David's house. Like she lives there. How did she get in David's house? For one, but oh well. David tell Erica, to go upstairs because they were getting into their little cat fights, their little squabble as usual. So David's like, well, hey, I can handle this. Let me handle this with Veronica, and please go upstairs. Of course, Veronica, and Erica, they wanted to go ahead and continue their thing. But Erica was like, I can handle them. I can handle my own, whatever, whatever. I mean, so she gets in her feelings, I guess, and then, but she goes upstairs and, oh, and she kisses David. You know, does she not forget that David is a married man? I mean, this man is off limits until he gets the divorce. So she kissed David right in front of his wife, you know, hoping to get under Veronica's skin. So David and Veronica, they talk about Jeffrey and how, you know, she was pretty much going to set up Beanie, but David was, not David, what's his name? Jeffrey, her son, was pretty much too dumb to take the deal, because her son, he does have a conscience. He's weak, but he does have a conscience. And then he knew it wasn't right to set up Benny, because Benny was just an innocent man. I mean, pretty much collateral damage, if you ask me. So they continue to talk, and of course David, he said he can handle everything. And then Veronica starts destroying this man's house, being all extra, calling Erica out of her name. Now, can anyone tell me, where is the police? I mean, where is he? I mean, this is an upscale neighborhood. You mean to tell me no one called the police? Well, I guess Erica, you know, she's doing her thing. But man, how long does it take to get into an upscale neighborhood like that? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I know Erica, she's trying to do her thing, so oh well. Which is to play David. And I must add, she's doing a very good job at playing David. But I would, if I was her, reconsider this deal that she has with Candice, because it seemed like she's falling for David. In the beginning, it just seemed like she was just trying to play him. But, you know, I guess things happen. The heart wants what the heart wants. But I still will wait until he get the divorce. This is too much drama for me. This scene was ridiculous. This would never happen in real life. Then they go about designing their house. Like nothing happened. Next, Hannah is with Derek. He is trying to kiss her. I am getting really suspicious of this man at this point. Something just not right about Derek. In the beginning, I was all for him because, you know, Hannah, she's been single for years, and, you know, I'm sure she wants some company, every now and then or whatever. But Derek, I'm not too sure about you right now. I don't know. I guess we just have to tune in and see. But Hannah told Derek straight up, I'm not going to sleep with you until I'm married. Go ahead, Hannah. You tell him. I don't know why a lot of women do not, or men, men, do not do that today. I mean, everybody is just getting caught up. A lot of people sleeping with one another on the first date. All this crazy stuff. I mean, once you cross that line of sleeping together, pretty much you are no longer interested in getting to know one another. It's all about the physical. So I don't understand why ladies and gentlemen do not want to wait until they are married. It's just crazy. Everybody always consider, oh, that's what they did in the olden days. Oh, I can't wait, and it's hard. Okay, whatever. You can wait. Just ridiculous the way the society or the millennium kids are nowadays. Can't tell them anything. You really can't. Oh, I didn't mean to get off on my soapbox. I'm sorry, but I digress. Okay, we left off with Hannah telling Derek she was going to wait until she's married to be intimate with him. I mean, this nuts tells Hannah he will marry her. So you mean to tell me you will marry a perfect stranger? Now, this doesn't make sense to me. And Hannah was like, say what? And he was like, I'll marry you. Okay. Then they start kissing. Of course, Benny comes in being Benny, wanting Derek to leave. Now, what I thought in the back of my mind, Do Benny remember that this is not his house? This is the house that the choir, Catherine, gave her. So Benny, you have no say on who comes in and out of Hannah's house. Okay, Hannah has to have a life as well, because Benny is sticking and moving all over Savannah. I mean, come on, Benny. Let's all right, let's move on. Next up, we have Landon. He's on the phone at the hotel with Charles. He's talking about finding Candice, of course. And Candice comes in, and of course she was angry about her money. I mean, who wouldn't be angry over $9 million? Even though it wasn't her money, she stole it. But she was angry over it because she wanted Charles to release that hold off of it so she can get it. So she tells Landon she wants some money released. Landon starts asking Candice, is this about your son? Is this why you are so angry? Did Landon think this was the right time to bring this up? I mean, come on. Candice, okay. This is not the time to play psychology. It really wasn't. Okay, Candice upset, she leaves. So Landon calls Charles back. Charles was asking if Candice asked about him. I mean, doesn't Charles realize that, I mean, he doesn't get it, that Candice doesn't want anything to do with him? I mean, I definitely wouldn't now. But Charles said, you know, he was going to have to resort to more drastic measures with Candice. Charles is really trying to get Candice. So Charles gets into his feelings, but he releases the money for Candice. So next scene, we see Candice. She calls up Benny. She wants to see him or whatever. Now, next we see not Benny. We see Mitch asking the family about the interest of the debt that is owed. Like when a person come and get money from the family, he was asking or wanting to know that if this is the case, do you really have to pay the interest back, or would they just dismiss the interest since it was only one day? And of course the family members said they never seen a situation where this happened. So they don't dismiss the interest, which I can see that, because this is really how they stay in business. But Benny, who thinks he knows everything, didn't know this, of course. So I can understand why Mitch was asking. He was trying to help Benny, I guess, to put feelers out there to see what was going to happen to him. From the previews, I think this may have been a big mistake. I guess, again, we'd have to tune in. Now, in the last scene, we see Jeffrey. I don't know why Jeffrey would allow Justin to be around him. I mean, come on. The man have anger issues. Dude is crazy. So Jeffrey lets him in. He tells Justin, hey, you got serious problems. I can't help you. You need professional help here. So this man confesses his love and all this good stuff to Jeffrey. And of course, none other than Veronica walks in on Jeffrey and Justin. This is where it ends, but we got to tune in next week to see what Tyler has up his sleeves for us. So if you have not hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in future videos.